Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got something different. I decided to start some sort of a weekly training review series. I'm gonna basically, after every week of training, I'm gonna go back and kind of delve into what I did this week and how I felt. We're gonna go into numbers, into power, into heart rate, and it's gonna be a little bit more analytical from training standpoint. And just to kind of jump right into it. If you don't remember or if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. But I did crash out 2 weeks ago on, what is this, actually more than that. Looks like it was August, what date is this? August 2nd now, that was a while ago. I crashed out in a race right in a lab tube. And yeah, before that I did pretty much a whole year of non-stop training with TrainerRoad. This service that you see right here is a TrainerRoad, and I will talk about it a little bit later. But then following the crash, I came back and tried to kind of work out a little bit that week after, but I was still healing from my crash. My body was pretty beat up. The workouts initially were fine. I was just doing a lot of zone 2 riding. As you can see, a petite workout is very, very low power as soon as it loads. But I think the average power for the whole workout was 250 watts. So zone 1, zone 2 for me. It was pretty good until that Saturday that week. I did a workout where I actually failed, and this is also another easy workout. And it's not that I really failed physically, it was more like mentally. I couldn't find that motivation to really be on a bike and to spend 70 minutes or 90 minutes just spinning at whatever power. It was kind of very demotivational, if that's the word, or very low. Motivation was very low for me to really do something. So then I decided to really take a whole week off. So from the 10th to 16th, I took, basically every day, just laid on a couch, did nothing, gained like 6 pounds. I did do a ride on the 15th, but it was just an easy beer ride. One of my friends is leaving the city and moving, so we kind of like had a go away ride for him, but it was pretty easy. And so what I decided to do is this week on the 17th, I wanted to really, I set up some of my goals for next year. I will talk more about those in another video. I was deciding between a couple of different things. I wanted to do either a traditional base, and with TrainerRoad, traditional base is a lot of hours at zone 2 or tempo, high endurance tempo, or go back to the sweet spot, which is a little bit shorter workouts time-wise, but a little bit higher intensity, but still repeatable over every day, to where you're not actually running yourself into the ground, and you can recover well enough where you can repeat those efforts. It's called a sweet spot. It's the right sub-threshold zone. So I kind of was in between this. I couldn't decide what to do. And then what I noticed on TrainerRoad forums is their CEO Nate actually just started a high volume sweet spot base. And he would start doing group workouts with everybody, or kind of he would post group workouts on the forum, and then I would, you can join and do a workout with him. And I didn't really want to do high volume at this point because I think it's still pretty early. It's actually it's August. I think I'm gonna start my real training in November. So between now and November, I just need to find something to kind of do to keep myself occupied, and to not really lose a lot of form or shape, or really detrain too much. So I don't want to really do a lot of over threshold efforts or at all, but I do want to kind of stay right under, or trying to get some nice base miles. So then obviously I decided on a sweet spot base. This week it looks like it started on the 20th. As you can see, sweet spot base mid volume 1 is the plan name. But I actually started on the 17th. However, how the plan is structured, let's see if we can see it here. Nope. But how it's structured actually, if we go down here, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday rides, Monday, Friday off, and then Saturday, Sunday again, a little bit harder rides. So if you look at it through the week, it's usually hour or 45 minutes rides with they're not too hard, and then weekends are 90 minutes to 2 hour rides, which are pretty, usually harder than the week rides. But since I already took a whole week off prior, I started on Monday with 2 workouts, and this is something I do pretty often. Is when I have an easy workout in the evening, what I do in the morning is a 1 hour, and I usually do this workout. It's called Lazy Mountain. So Lazy Mountain is very, very easy workout. If we go by Trainer Road, I can tell you what they say about it. We'll see it in a second. So this is the easiest way to kind of explain. It's basically a recovery ride, right? It's very low power, very low intensity, 45 to 55% of your FTP. So usually what I do in the morning is my house, my pain cave or my training room is on a 2nd floor. And then what happens is the 2nd floor gets really, really hot if you don't run the AC. We usually don't run the AC overnight unless we necessarily have to. So the house on the 2nd floor is usually pretty hot or pretty humid. So what I do is I would go to the room, I would keep the AC off, and I would do really easy spin Lazy Mountain workout at 45 to 55% of my FTP, and I would really sweat a lot. So the temperature of the room would get up to 100 degrees, and I would also be fasted. So that would be my fasted / heated ride. And there is some science into fasted riding and also heat exposure, which I'm not going to go into it right now, but if you guys want to do some research, there's pretty good research on it. Actually, I think Nate, the CEO of Trainer, was saying how there is research that people ended up gaining, I think, 0.2 to 0.5 watts per kilo in 2 weeks of just doing heated rides. So heat training is very beneficial, and I found that it really was beneficial for me when I did it earlier, and I don't mind it, especially when it's such a low intensity. Plus you feel so much better when you wake up and first thing you do is a workout. I feel much more productive. I can start my work day. I feel like I already did a lot and stuff like that. I mean, I did the same thing in rowing where our workouts were at 6 a.m. We wake up 5, go to practice at 6, be done by 8, and then but I feel like the whole day is we did so much before people actually even woke up. So from like that side of me, it's I like it, I'm used to it, it's very useful for me. Really look into it if you guys wanna kind of add something to your training. But okay, let's go deep into this week. So I started with Lazy Mountain. So we can look at the data right here. So the overall ride, the average power was 195 watts. Average heart rate was 147. And now this for me is way higher than I usually do for Lazy Mountain. And so one thing that I did not say is whenever you start a new plan for Trainer Road, they actually have you do a RAM test or an FTP test. You can choose different FTP tests. I usually do a RAM. I really like it. I find it to be very accurate for myself. But I didn't do that. I kept my FTP where it was before, and now that might have been a bad idea, and it definitely was a bad idea because I'm definitely not where I was, and I can tell that by just by looking at the heart rate. This was a first workout, so maybe it wasn't too bad, but we can find one that I did prior because I did a lot of this. So let's take this was July 7th, Lazy Mountain workout, and just to compare, average heart rate 132, average watts 195. So same average watts, but we have a 15 beats per minute increase in heart rate, and we have 17 beats increase in the max heart rate, which is crazy that my max heart rate was 169 for that workout. But that right there initially told me that I'm definitely not where I was or where I need to be. But that's all right, we'll get back to it. But it's just kind of interesting to see how a week off really the detraining is real, and I didn't really expect it to be that intense. Then the second workout on Monday was Petit. This is an endurance ride, an hour endurance. And if we go in there, we can see that again, average heart rate 154, not terrible. Average watts about 250. Pretty happy with that actually. I was expecting more. But what happens is when I start the AC and start a fan, you can really see that, 60 watts higher almost than Lazy Mountain, almost the same heart rate. So that heat really pushes your heart rate up, and you don't even notice that. And so that's a good kind of thing to think about, which we never really think about at races. If the races are really, really hot, and you, for example, are looking at data in the middle of the race, or let's say you're doing a TT, right, and you want to hold your FTP, but it's 90% humidity and 100 degrees temperature, and you find that you can't hold that FTP. It might not be you, it might just be you're not used to the heat. When you do a train ride and you get your FTP indoors, you're usually under AC, usually under very cool conditions or control conditions. So maybe something to think about, how you can actually adjust those numbers based on a temperature and outside conditions. Then we go into Tuesday, and this was the first sweet spot workout, and I think Tuesday was going to be my first day of this plan, but I think I pushed it. Well, let's see what happened here. So looks like I did not finish this workout, and honest to God, I don't remember what happened Tuesday. And this looks like it was not really a sweet spot actually. This was kind of like zone 2 workout. Oh, I remember now. So this, okay, so Warren is a traditional, so Trainer Road has, as I said, traditional and sweet spot base workout or plans. So what I did for this week, I started off with traditional base. And traditional base, if you don't know, is basically, as I said, a lot of tempo and high endurance rides for a long time. So this workout was 2 hours 15 minutes, and I believe in the traditional base plan is, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, where every week is exactly the same workout spread out over, I think, 5 days a week. So Warren was one of the workouts, and I would have to do that Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday would be the same workout. And I don't like that. I really like the, changing it up a little bit. So this, honestly, in the middle of this and being on a trainer for 2 hours, let me tell you, like, your ass is on fire. And so after, so let's see what this was. So average watts for this was 250, 157. So heart rate's still pretty good in whatever I wanted. And this wasn't terribly bad physically, but just mentally sitting at this low wattage, watching Netflix or whatever, I mean, it just mentally really hard for me. I just can't do this long. Like, if this was outside, that's perfectly fine. I can do that. But inside on a trainer, I don't know what it is, but being in a fixed position, sweating. One thing that I hate is seeing the sweat dripping on my bike, and even though I have towels, it's still terrible to kind of just imagine all this, rust happening because of it. And I hate destroying my bike. And as if you could see, if you saw a video before, I did get a new bike. I got a Giant Trinity time trial bike, which is my only bike right now. I'm still waiting for the LA Sprint frame. I'm gonna build up an LA Sprint just in case I start crashing again. I can hopefully not have it cracked and stay without a bike, which I am currently without a road bike, but it is what it is. So that's, I guess, another thing to mention. I am doing all of these workouts in a TT position, so that might affect how I feel and my power output. Although I found that when I was on my Canyon and I would do a TT position on my road bike, my power was pretty much the same, and it was really close, and I didn't feel like I was really sacrificing anything, and my heart rate wasn't getting pushed higher than normally because of the position. So I don't know. I personally don't think that I have any issues with adapting to different positions. I'm actually very, very flexible. So I really don't think I have any issues with that. So then Wednesday is when we actually start our first sweet spot workout, and this is where I started the sweet spot base plan. But this is also when Nate, CEO of Trainer Road, posted a group workout that I joined. So the first workout was called Geiger. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. It could be Geiger, I don't know. But anyway, this is I believe 3 by 12 minutes. What's easier here if I just find the workout. 3 by 12 minutes sweet spot, 88 to 94%. So for me, since I did not change my FTP and my FTP is still set as 401, it was anywhere between 354 to 377 watts. So let's see how I did. So my first piece, I actually did the whole piece pretty much okay. Let's see this. The average power for 12 minutes was 364 and average heart rate was 178. Now this, as far as I remember, when I would do sweet spot intervals, and the highest sweet spot interval that I did was I think 5 by 10 minutes at 380 watts. And I remember my average heart rate would be 168, 169 for those. So even still, that higher heart rate from that week off is translated here. And what this means is that my FTP is actually lower, and I should really lower the intensity, but my ego doesn't let me do that. And so, at least not yet. We'll see how I feel next week, and then at some point I might either retest or I'll just lower it myself. But I just want to see how my body reacts and how long it takes me to get back to that by not changing anything. But so first piece was here, and then I was talking to Nate, and then he just kind of advised to lower the intensity a little bit and see how I feel. I did go down, and so the next average watts was, let's see, this 339, so 340, but heart rate went up to 180, and I started feeling it a little bit here. So even though I went down in power, I kind of went up in heart rate. So I mean, I was definitely feeling a little bit drained. And the same thing in the last one, I kept the power same as the second one. So I believe the power was probably going to be about 345. I went up a little bit by the end, but heart rate was 184, so even higher now, which again is telling me that I'm definitely doing more work than I should be doing. Even though I don't feel terrible, it's still, this still feels like sweet spot. It doesn't feel like it's this super hard effort that I'm doing. Like, the heart rate doesn't tell the whole story. I'm definitely not feeling, if I'm pushing, when I'm in shape and I'm pushing 185 heart rate, I feel like I'm pushing 185 heart rate. This felt like I was pushing 160 heart rate, but my heart rate was just overworking itself, if that makes any sense. My muscles really didn't feel like they were working that hard. Then after that, we go to a little bit of an easier ride. So Thursday, I didn't ride outside. So I can't really go into this data, but this is just an easy ride. Cloud Peak is kind of like an endurance ride, as the name would kind of say. So Trainer has this option where you can do workouts outside, and this is what I did on Thursday, and this is actually where the sweet spot base apparently starts, but it did start on Wednesday, as I said. So I did that outside. Then on Friday, this was actually another sweet spot workout. Friday was 3 by 15 minutes at 350 watts. And let me see if I can actually open this. I think I can, yes. So this is a little bit different data because this is an outside ride, so it's kind of really hard to get into this. It doesn't give you intervals as the inside ride does. This is recorded on my Garmin. So let me see if I can find a better way of showing you these intervals, but I don't think I can. Even if I average this out, it doesn't really tell you anything. yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this to really figure out how to show you outdoor rides, but just know that this was a 3 by 15 minute ride. It was not on my TT bike. Actually, take that off. Friday was supposed to be my off day. My bad. Friday was supposed to be my off day, and for Friday what I did is I went on a beer ride with my friend. So that was it. So Friday really wasn't. And I do these beer rides occasionally with friends. We just go up to the brewery, get some beers, and then we come back. Anyway, so this wasn't the intervals. Sorry about that. The intervals was on Saturday. Here we go. Glassy was the name of the workout. It was 3 by 15 minutes. Again, sweet spot. Yeah, you can see it a lot better here. Okay, that's good. So let's see this. So, mind you, this is outdoor workout. So average power for the first piece, 346 watts. Average heart rate 163. So it's a big thing you'll notice here is outside workouts, much lower heart rate, and this is not something new. I've noticed this across whole past year, and my reasoning for this is the cooling. I think as you go outside, just the wind that blows past you cools you down so much that your heart rate can, your body doesn't feel like it needs to deal with heat and dissipate heat. At the same time as actually you can utilize more resources into actually pushing the blood towards your muscles and doing more work versus cooling you off and spending energy and cooling you off. This is my theory, and a lot of people say, they do say that they feel like their FTP outside is higher, so that's something to consider. I don't remember what the temperature was here. I don't think it would tell me, but it wasn't bad. It was like 85 to 90 degrees, and it was about 50-60% humidity, so it wasn't terrible for this part of the year. Let's see the second interval here. 344 watts, so same watts, heart rate pretty much the same. And it was actually, looks like it was 4 by 15. Maybe, let me see this. I forget. My memory is terrible. It's fine. 350 watts. 170 heart rate. So heart rate went up a little bit here, but my watts also went up. But still not as bad. If you remember what I was talking about, the workout before, I was at 340 watts, 184 heart rate. So I'm already 15 beats lower just by going outside. So that's something I might be doing more this week. Doesn't give me an actual time. That was 15 minutes. And the last piece here we have 356 watts, 172 heart rate. Now this is more like what I'm used to being, right? So being outside, very good. I like it. I was able to push more watts. I was able to have a lower heart rate and really feel productive. I also did this was my first outdoor ride with my TT bike, and I spent the whole ride in a TT position. And the bike, when I got it, was set up so the front end is super high, as high as it can be. The stem is at the highest position, and then the spacers on your skis are also at the highest position, which I left for this ride. I wanted to kind of get some baseline numbers. So you can see here that my average speed is 25.5 for 356 watts. That doesn't tell you the whole story, because I had to, the way where I do intervals outside, you can only fit about 7 minutes one way, so then you have to slow down, stop, and turn around. But when I was going about 350 watts, I was actually going about 28 miles an hour. So I think about 27 to 28 in the highest position is the speed that I'm getting now for my sweet spot effort. And I think I can lower it a lot, because I feel like I'm so high, it's actually comical. I'll probably try and put up a picture or maybe take a video for next time, but it's very funny, and it's very, very, very comfortable. I feel like I can be there hours. And then I did some random sprints here. I actually got 1442 watts on a TT bike, and I just wanted to see how sprinting feels on that. Because actually this was me in the side, whatever you call it, drops, right? I don't know how you call that on a TT bike, but seated, I remember I got 1166 in my skis. So that was kind of interesting, just to see what I can push seated in that position versus standing and whatnot. All right. And then Sunday, yesterday, was the last workout. And the workout on Sunday that I was supposed to have was not going to be a 2-hour workout. It was going to be a 90-minute sweet spot workout. But Nate posted another group workout code at Trainer Road Forums, where then I signed up again. And so this was a right peak. Now, right peak is a 3 by 30 minute sweet spot effort with a 1 minute break every 15 minutes. So you have 15 minutes, 1 minute off, 15 minutes, and then I think 5 minutes off. 3 times that. So here, let's see this. I did first interval, first 15 minutes, 340 watts, heart rate average 168. Not bad. So heart rate's going a little bit down, at least for the first piece. And the second 15 minutes of the first interval, let's see where we were. 343 watts, 176 heart rate. So now heart rate is again going up. So now this could be, again, it's indoors, it's hotter, cooling, less cooling. And then I might also have some fatigue in my legs from this week. So this week I kind of just jumped into it and as normal as I usually would. I didn't really build into it. I just kind of started. So I think that I'm definitely carrying a little bit of fatigue in my legs from this week. So this workout was definitely harder than I expected, but I'm pretty happy with the time on the bike. I think, getting basically 30 minutes straight and that power is what really helps, and is what helps you get better and get faster. And even if you're coming back from, like me, from a week off, just being that consistent with power of just keep spinning and spinning and not stopping is what really helps. So here we have 300. So I actually dropped the watts a little bit, a couple of percentage down for the second piece. 330 watts, 173 heart rate. So heart rate, I mean, it's back to where it was for my Wednesday or Thursday workout. And we are at going up to 177 at 330 here. So this is where I really, after the second piece, that was a full hour of sweet spot, I kind of decided that, I told the guys on a group that I was gonna spin easy for the last interval. But then what I decided instead is I broke it up to 5-minute chunks. I would do 5 minutes, minute off, 4 minutes, minute off, 4 minutes. We'll average this whole thing. Actually, let's just look at 5 minutes. So it was 325, 166 heart rate. So you'll notice this. 325, 173. 330, 172. So my heart rate actually kind of averaged out around 172 for the 5 minutes, or 170 to 175 for the 5-minute chunks. But I didn't end up finishing this workout. As you can see, I was doing 5 minutes, minute off, 4 minutes, minute off, 4 minutes. So I was pretty happy with that. I really wasn't expecting to do this long of a workout right away. It's the first week back, but it is what it is. I did it. I feel a lot better. I took today off. Today's Monday. Completely off. I am trying to eat more, trying to get a little bit better sleep. I'm still gonna leave my FTP where it is. I'm not gonna touch it. And then as soon, if I notice that it's really not beneficial, I'm gonna lower it. But for now, I'm gonna leave it. The workout tomorrow is called Ericsson. Ericsson is basically, let's see, I keep forgetting this. The workout names are cool, but just tell me. In rowing, we used to say just like 3 by 30 minutes, and you know exactly what it is. But I do like training roads, so I can't give them that. So it's 4 by 8 minutes. So it looks like it's 4 minutes at 377 watts, 3 minutes at 361, and then 1 minute at 350. So it's kind of like a ramp down type of workout. 4 by 8 minutes I think is a good time for me. So I'm gonna, gonna go hit it hard and see what happens. I did add lazy mountain almost to each day except the weekend. So every day where I have an hour workout in the evening, so these are all evenings, I do lazy mountain as kind of my morning workout. Then Friday I just have lazy mountain on, and Friday I might add an evening zone 2 ride or something. I don't like, I don't really like the breaks. This is a mid-volume plan. Mid-volume meaning that you don't ride every day. You kind of spread it out. They do have high volume where you can actually have rides every day. And high volume can mean more volume. It can be a little bit more intensity. It's kind of weird. But I like to select a mid-volume plan and then add my own zone 2, zone 1 rides, whatever I see fit. And looks like, so this week we were at a 508 TSS, or no, sorry, 560 TSS total, which isn't bad. That's kind of my normal week. I remember a couple of weeks back, I'm here on 600s, but I was like 800 here, 760, 660. I'm usually between like 600 and 800 TSS a week, and I know again TSS can mean a lot of things, but for my trainer workout / outside whenever I go, it's usually about 500 to 600 to 800. So this is a pretty normal lower end week for me. Next week, currently it's 460 estimated TSS. However, I will add a couple more rides as I said on Friday potentially, and maybe weekend. And I might extend some of these so that TSS goes up as you ride more. So yeah, this is it. I hope you guys like this. I will do this. It might not be this long, but I will do kind of like a week review every week. It's kind of like my training vlog series, or it's going to be. Please let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to know more. I'm not just gonna do rides. For now I'm gonna do rides, but as winter starts rolling in, I'm going to do more, lifting or kind of cross training maybe. Maybe I'll do some cross training now. I'll see how I feel really. But yeah, keep me, let me know what you want to see. I'll show you everything. This is gonna be a open book. You can ask me anything. I'll show you all the numbers. Currently this morning I weighed in at 192 pounds, so I'm a little bit heavier than I was when I raced. I was about 185 when I raced. So this week definitely made me gain some weight, but it's not all bad. I think weight is not bad as long as you can push power out. I don't care about if I'm gonna climb 2 minutes slower than somebody that's 20 pounds lighter. I'm gonna beat them by 3 minutes on a flat because I'm just stronger. Who cares, right? That's how I see it. I don't care. I'm not racing mountains, so the weight is important, but not as important as power in my opinion. But obviously that is up to your own kind of determination. Anyway, enough rambling. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you like, and like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and see you in the next one.